screen, sorry. So we go here and then we run it, and then what's going to happen? You get an error, right? It's an exception. And it says there's an unknown column majors in where clause, right? So we go and we're like, oh, okay. I look at my SQL query thing and then I say, okay, major. But see, I still have major CS lowercase, right? And it works. Yes. What about if I had CSS? That wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting it to fail. But anyway, what if I have CSS? She gets 0 students, right? Yeah, and I did get 0 students. So be careful the way you do things. You want to be making sure your things line up to the way they should be. Your equality, I'm a little concerned. I thought it was case sensitive, but it doesn't look like it is. Anyway, so
is there a way to name it beforehand to where that bottom row will tell you that it's students with CS major instead of just students?
is there a way to find out ahead of time?
No. Like you see right there. Like if you were giving this code to someone else, how would they know that that bottom row is students with the CS major versus it just being?
Oh, so you have to actually query the database.
Okay.
So one thing you can actually do is if you look at my populate database, and you'll always, because you're going to be populating the database, you'll always have the ability to just check this.
Okay.
Right? And 265 students, that sounds about right. 250, if you think about it, is 1/4, right? Close. So that sounds about right. But you're going to have to like just know what the setup is.
Okay.
But good news is in this class, you generally will. Okay. Let's do another one. Let's look at, actually, let's move that back to CSS. And then what we'll do is we'll just copy and paste. We'll do it again. Let's do a number. You guys like numbers? Probably not, but all right. So we're going to select count for student where, and then we're going to say GPA is greater than 2.0. Or how about greater or equals? Right? So, yay. Actually, the greater or equals might be a problem. Might have screwed that up. Nope, worked fine. Given that GPA goes from 0 to 4, this sounds right. However, don't expect it to be 516 or 256 when you run it. It's random. The number could be off, right? Yeah. But there you go. Now you know which called. What if you want to know all the all of the CS majors? That's the one we're using, right? What if we wanted to know all the CS majors with low GPAs? Dun, 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 dun. Keep it simple and it stays simple. Copied the wrong thing. So how much fun is that to copy the wrong thing? Copy and paste done got me wrong. All right. So now I have select major, blah, 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 blah. Now I'm going to add onto it because I don't want the page to go long, right? I'm going to make sure a space is in there and I'm going to say and I'm going to say GPA is less than 2.0. Boom.
You need to switch it down. Student or GPA is greater than equals or not?
What do you mean? I left it in there. I just copied a new, so I just made a new, like this is, if you look at the output, I'm sorry, give me a second to find the output. Oh shit, where is it? I'm gonna just run it. I'm sorry. So I apologize. So what I've been doing is I just keep adding on queries. So you get students, and there you get the last one is 121. If I wanted to, and I think this is what you were getting at, if I want to say, right, if I wanted to say what I was doing here, I could do this pretty easily. I was just trying to go a little quicker. And this GPA is greater than or equal to Mm. Go, it's all together now. All right, there's one other thing I'm going to show you real quick. What if you want to get fancy? What if you only care about CS and CSA students, right? That have low GPAs. You can put it together. It's and or, the two things, right? But you want to or the two majors and then and the GPA, right?
Right.
So how do you do that? Pretty simple. But it's not that simple, but it's actually really easy. I just want to show you this one other thing. So we don't want to do this. I'm actually going to cut this guy off. Cut him off right there. And I go SQL equals SQL plus. And why do I want to do that? Because I want to make more room. What I want to do is I want to put a parentheses here. And then I want to do or. And I want to do major equals, right? And then put that in parentheses. I'm going to leave the and there. Yes? But you see, I put a parentheses around the ors. Why? Because if I leave it X or Y and Z, it's not going to work the way you want it to work. If any of the ors work, it's true. You're done, right? It'll include it. So that's not what you want. So there we go. Now, are we ever going to get that complicated? Probably not. But that's how we put those things together. Okay. And those are queries, right? There's nothing really that's, I know it's going to seem offensive maybe, but there's nothing that special about a query, right? You just put it together slowly and you got it, right? But good news, bad news. We only did counts. And what if we wanted to actually look at the students in those queries, right? Not just the number of students. What if we actually cared about the results for whatever reason? So what I'm going to do is, you guys love copy and paste. I always make fun of my students saying, you guys love copy and paste. But I love it too. All right. Here's the fun part. Okay. First things first, I'm no longer going to go do all these in one script, one Java thing. I'm going to do one at a time. And there's a very simple reason to do just one at a time. It's going to produce a lot. And so we don't actually wish to see all of these together. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the bottom query rather than the top query, if that makes sense. Because it's more interesting, right? So since it's more interesting, that's what we're going to do. And instead of count, we're going to select the whole shebang, right? We want them all. I'm going to do one in a minute where we just get part of it. But for now, let's get it all. No more of that. So we're going to go while rs.next. Boom, boom. It's going to put us in a loop. And then what I want to do, I'm going to print something, right? What can I do? I can just print it all. But to do that, I got to go item by item by item by item. So the easy way to do that, the way I do it, I cheat. I like to cheat. I don't know about you guys, but I like to cheat because I have the brain capacity of a chipmunk. I'm joking, of course, but the answer is that I will frequently forget and I'll be, excuse me, not insert code. I want to just comment. Going too quickly. Where the frick is the comment? There it is. So what I'm going to do is instead of going 1, 2, 3, because I know that SID integer is going to be 1, varchar is going to be 2, and so forth. So I can do that. But what I'm going to do instead of doing that, like I did with the count, is I'm actually going to use the name. So for the first part, I'm going to go oh no, I don't want to do string ID. And SID equals gets inch. There we go. And then I'm going to go string name. Note that I'm saying get string when I know I need a string because I want that query. So now I'm going to go with name, and I'm going to show you how that goes wrong too. I know I'm going quickly, but we want to make sure we have this so that we can know how this works. Get string, and then I'm dealing with major, and then the last is a double. GPA equals rs dot get double. And then I'm going to use the label. These label names should be the same as they are in here. Note I'm using uppercase, that should be fine. And then oops. I'm using a, what you call it, record format. So I'm just outputting one line after the other, and then I'm going to put a space between them. I know, not exciting. Now I'm going to leave GPA to look like however the GPA looks like. I really don't care. Right? I could format it, but I don't care. So, and there we go. Now we're going to do this wrong in a second as well. So let's do it right to begin with. Boom. Yay. So as you can see, it goes and gets the record. They should only be CS and CSIA students with GPAs under 2. And I think if you look carefully, guess what you're going to find? Exactly that, right? Now, what if I don't want it to look like this? What if I want to do ordered? We'll deal with that later. Right now, we'll just do this. Now I'm going to go ahead and copy it. I'm going to do this a bunch, so, and I'm going to paste. I'm going to go with main query 3. Okay. Now I'm going to screw it up. I made it lowercase. I don't think that matters, but we'll run it at just so I can. I forgot to do this, so let me do this real quickly. Nope, doesn't have a problem with that. Yay. Okay. So let's simplify this a little bit. I want to just select all students. I'm going to just do this. Right? Pretty easy. And it's going to still work. It's just, it's a result set for students, so it'll still produce the same result. Right? Not exciting. But suppose I want it to be ordered by the student ID, right? I just say ordered by, and then I specify the thing I'm interested in. So SID. And I want ascending or descending, right? So we want to do ask or desk, right? I think I spelled that wrong. Also, is order by one word or 2 words? Nope, it worked perfectly. It's like, wait, is it 1 word or 2 words? I was like, oh, well, it's fine. Making mistakes is fun, but there you go, it's ordered. What if I want to order by name? I just specify name instead, right? Pretty simple. What if I want to order by 2? 2 things. I just separate them with a comma. Right? So now it's ordered by name. I know, right? Not so it's not really super exciting if you think about it. Yes?
Is this the same as the thing where if you don't put ascending, it automatically is
Yeah,
ascending?
so yeah, if you don't put it, you'll note though when I do it, I never the way it says.
No,
I always put it
why is that?
because I don't want to be confused.
Okay.
So I want descending here. Because a higher GPA is a better GPA, right? Unless you're trying to be cool, yo. I know how that works. All right, so I'm not going to skip around, but let's look at Winston Trisha because it's the last one in the row. You can see the GPA is actually coming down. Yay. So it's ordered by name, and then the GPA is descending. So the GPA, the first Winston Trisha would have the highest GPA.
Why are they all the same name?
Because we only used, I think,
Oh, certain ones.
yeah, I only used 4 last names,
Okay.
and then only used maybe 8 first names. So that's going to be pretty common in your data. But you can see that I just ordered it descending. Now, what he was saying is that if you don't specify, it does pick ascending. But what I was also saying is I always say ascending or descending because that's the way it works. Yes. All right. Now let's screw around. I want to do one other thing, just so you can see it. We don't do it too often, but I do want you to see it. So suppose I'm not interested in the whole record for whatever reason. I don't need all of the things, right? Maybe I only need the name and GPA, right? I don't need the major. I don't need the SID. I just need the name and the GPA, right? So instead of asterisk, I can say name GPA. You can't order by things that aren't going to come in the list, by the way. You might have guessed that. Yes. I can have where clause elements that are not in the list, but I can't order by something that's not going to be in the list. And we don't do that, again, we don't do that this often, but when we do need to do it, it's pretty useful to only get what you call it. Now, I didn't change the result set. Column SID is no longer found because it's not there. Yes? That's not there. Only the name and the GPA are there. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to actually print it out like this. Right, all in one row, so there's no real good reason to separate the rows, just to give you some other way to do it. Ta-da! Right, not that exciting. We want columns, specific columns when we want specific columns. So really no real secret to doing that, right? But it does actually, we want to generally do this because it does require, we are dealing with network communication, although it doesn't seem like it. And so the less information we get, the better. So only get what you need, right? When you have, later on, when we have usernames and passwords, you'll frequently only get partial records because you don't want to transmit passwords, as an example. And so forth. So that's a good reason to do that. So I have good news and I have bad news. It's pretty much everything, right? There's only a couple other things I'm going to show you. We're going to have for your homework, this is pretty much it. There's one other thing I'm going to show you. And that's going to be called execute updates, right? So all I'm going to do is change the SQL command to a command. And I'm going to say update student set what should I do? Ah, I got it. Where All right, what I did wrong here.
The close quotes.
I didn't close the string. Stupid thing. All right. So now we're not going to get a result set. So I can get rid of this. Nope. We also don't want to execute a query. So we can get rid of this. Oh, come on, Ruth. All right. Not a query anymore. It's a command. So you want to execute a update. And it returns an int. I think it's effective. Is it E or A? A, right? I'm not good at this.
I forgot.
I forgot too, obviously.
Pretty fast, yeah.
I will look it up in after class and I will leave it as it is, as a monument to my stupidity today. No, it's fine. Having a long day. And it just started. Okay. At least I brought cookies, so y'all can leave me the hell alone. All right, so 265 rows have changed. Exciting. One of these queries actually gets a double, gets it, right? Oh, most of the queries get the major. So now, there we have computer science. See, yay! All right, now let's execute the query update again. How many rows should be affected? None, because I already changed them. Now, what happens, and this is important, what happens if I leave this off the where major equals? It updates every row in the student table. It sets every row in the student table to whatever. That's not what we want, right? No. So you want to be careful, and you always want to check the rows affected. Most of the time you're updating a single row. 90% of the time you're updating a single row.
Is there a way to undo that? If you screw
No.
up? No.
No, it's done. It's done. So what I was gonna, you can theoretically execute in a transaction, do the check and then do it, but no, you don't want to do all that extra work. Just
Right.
don't. The goal in general of computer science when we're dealing with someone else's data is not fuck it up. Okay? Because undoing it or fixing it is so heinous. Right? Like so at bank. If you deleted a bank's data from, let's say it's Monday, right? So you deleted bank's data from Sunday. We could use our backup and journaling systems to back up to the point. Yes? But it might take us 3 or 4 hours to do it. The bank is got to be closed. Right? So the bank's going to shut down in the middle of the day so you can fix your mistake. How about what's realistic is you get fired and somebody else fixes your mistake. Yes? So that's why we want to be generally very, very, very cautious. Most data manipulations can be fixed. Banks do a massively awesome job at backups and journaling and so forth, but it takes time to do a fix like that. And the system usually cannot be in operation when the fix is happening. Yeah. Don't tell the CEO, oh, it's because I screwed up a query. So somebody changed so it's very much a, what's the word? Like an Active Directory type thing, but it was Novell Directory at the time. And somebody changed the name of something by accident. He right-clicked and changed it and then saw the error and then changed it back, thinking that, oh, it's all gonna be okay. The first change caused an avalanche of changes across the bank. The second change hit the first avalanche and it got confused. Because some places it got the change before it got the second change. So it actually crashed the system. He was looking for a job. That's a real life thing. Right? So when I say be careful with cautious with other people's data, be cautious with other people's data.
Does that go on your record if you like
No, it doesn't even go on your record. I mean, they don't put you in jail.
No,
But
but like
like-
if other companies try to hire you, they can
If
see what
other
you
companies
went
try
there.
to hire you, no, they wouldn't know unless, they told you. But, typically like, okay, so if I wanted to leave Roosevelt as an example, and let's say, I threw a Duracell at Riley's head. I don't know why I picked your head, but let's just say, I would leave I would leave in a cloud of mystery, but it wouldn't become well, like, no, they wouldn't be able to tell everybody that I, injured a student or say, but I wouldn't also be able to use a reference.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? So,
They call it, why'd you leave?
yeah. Oh, no, people do talk. So it wouldn't be a secret forever.
Um,
People do talk, especially in the IT world, which is close knit, but it wouldn't necessarily spread like wildfire. So, not good. Let's not destroy each other's data. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure this is online. This is like the whole thing that you need for the homework one, which means we'll probably post homework one today. And then it'll be due 2 weeks from that date, which is today. That was good. Okay. All right, let's move on. Make sure I post that stuff today. I am having a quick brain fart, so let me give you just a second to unbrain fart. I should be handing out cookies. I should be throwing cookies at you. So I had a friend in college that didn't eat anything sugary ever. Like he brought a cookie or
Like, is it diabetes?
he didn't have diabetes. He just, he'd say he'd eat your house out of he'd eat your house if it was made of chips, but he was not into. He just wasn't like he would refuse. I had a girlfriend that used to make things all the time, and he like always wondered what the hell was up with that. But he never ate anything sweet in front of any of us. So, all right, so we should be talking about modern web development today. So I'm going to start doing that. Good news, bad news. I'm going to go quickly through it because I can. And you go, wait, what? I can. I'll make sure to post this slide set. We'll finish it next class, and then we'll jump right into the next one after that. All right, so we're gonna discuss background concepts and concerns. Wait, hold on. You know what would be awesome? And you guys will appreciate it, but you